Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. This is Wasif Naqvi and I am here with you with a discussion on tobacco. Tobacco use is one of the leading cause of death and disease in Pakistan, which claims around 164,000 lives per year. Tobacco taxation is one of the cost-effective measure to achieve health outcomes and reduce consumption. And for this, we have with us a very big name and an eminent scholar, Dr. Waseem Janjua, who is who's a lead scholar in not only in Pakistan but also in the Amro region as well. Very warm welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you so much.
How do you look at the tobacco taxation environment in Pakistan?
Okay, thank you very much, Wasif, for inviting me here. Pakistan, as per the FCTC guidelines or the Framework Convention for Tobacco Control, that guides all the parties that the share of taxes in every pack of cigarette should be 70%. Now, in Pakistan, it's much below that. For example, for the economy brands, we have 52.6%, whereas the premium brands, they are 68.3%. So at an average, we are somewhere around 55%. There is a lot of gap and a lot of space available here where the government can increase the taxes and accrue healthy outcomes.
Great. So we have heard that there are a few changes in the last year's Finance Act, which is 2025 Finance Act. How do you look at it?
Okay, so there were multiple changes. Like you said, there are almost 4 or 5 things that were changed. But unfortunately, no additional taxes were placed on the tobacco products. So that is the first observation. Government should have done that, because the last time the taxes were increased, that happened on 14th of February 2023, when a phenomenal change took place of more than 150% on tobacco products in Pakistan. After that, there has been no change. Whereas we observed that over the past almost 2 years, there has been almost 19% inflation hike in Pakistan. So if we do not raise the prices of the tobacco or the cigarettes, they become more affordable, because the inflation is going up, and similarly the economy is also improving and the purchase power is also going up. So accessibility becomes very easy. So our argument has been that government should impose excessive taxes on the cigarettes. There is one thing that they did, and that was that the threshold price, which is a line drawn between the economy tier and the premium tier, that was raised from 180 rupees per pack to 250. That means that anything in economy class which was selling for 179 rupees, now the tobacco industry can sell it for 249 rupees without paying a single penny in additional taxes. So should the government have considered this, they would have never done this. But this was a clear, outlet given to the industry to make excessive profits without, accruing the required benefits.
So just to dovetail, do you think that single tier taxation system could help?
Of course, this is one of our leading, recommendations in all our discussions as far as tobacco is concerned, that it should be specific and single tier. Because I don't find any difference in the tobacco. It's grown in the same crop and it comes from the same area. Of course, there are many varieties, but there is no difference in the brands. It's just that the industry has created a hype regarding certain brands, which they claim that these are premium brands and they sell it for excessive prices, whereas others are being sold at the low price.
So I just wanted to ask that there was a pricing controversy which was discussed last year. What was that? And
okay, thank you. So it was basically, the Finance Act, all our taxation is based on the Finance Act of 2005. So that is taken as a baseline. That is when Pakistan also signed FCTC also. So that Finance Act clearly states that no industry or no product price, especially in tobacco sector, will be changed if whatever was the price on, say, 30th of June, on 1st July, 2nd July, it will remain the same price. Now, what happened in one of the brands, that is Benson and Hedges, was that this was discontinued before the last budget. and a few weeks before the last budget, and it just vanished from the market. And after the budget was announced, it was relaunched, but it was relaunched in the economy tier. Whereas we know from the history that Benson and Hedges was actually launched in 1996 in Pakistan to compete with Marlboro, and it was launched in a premium, and there was a lot of pomp and show at that time also. But now moving it from the premium tier to the economy tier, this is a clear violation of the Finance Act 2005. So that is what happened, and we calculated at SDPI, we did some modeling, and based on the market share of Benson and Hedges, which is 1%. So we estimated that the Benson and Hedges, they sell almost 30 million packs per year, and that means they are supposed to sell it for 580 rupees minimum, which is the premium price minimum, inclusive of taxes, whereas they are selling it for 283 rupees. That means that 229 rupees per pack has been sold by the industry with incurring a loss of 229 rupees. That comes to a total of 24.5 million US dollars, which is a phenomenal loss to the, yes. There's in Pakistani rupees, it's 6.87 billion rupees. So, we talked to the FPR also, we talked to Ministry of Health also, and FPR informed us that they have issued a show cause notice also to the tobacco industry to respond to this and as to why did they move this, but they have been non-responsive. And it's been almost 1 year, and over 1 year, they have incurred a loss of 24.5%. $24.5 million.
Indeed, it's a huge loss. We have also observed that there are unregulated products by the Ministry of Health, but there is an amount of tax which is imposed on them. How do you look at it?
Wasif, this is a very interesting observation, and we have been, talking about, discussing in our other engagements also, that I think this is our tobacco industry's tactics, that they get it taxed first and then they'll get it regulated. For example, nicotine pouches. Now, nicotine pouches are not regulated in Pakistan. They are not regulated as a medicine. They are not regulated as a tobacco product. They are just being sold unregulated in the market. And last year, the government of Pakistan imposed 1,200 rupees per kg on these nicotine pouches. Now, my question to the FPR was that how has this tax been imposed? It's just an arbitrary figure. There's no base. I mean, if they were to impose taxes as per tobacco, they should have done it at the rate of 70% of the price, which is not it, and they have not done it as, because it's not regulated. They've not done it as medicine also. Similar case we observed, and we have been observing it for the past 4 or 5 years, that in 2020 there was a tax imposed on e-cigarettes. Now, e-cigarettes are not regulated in Pakistan. They are not banned. They are not regulated. Nothing is, but they are being sold. They are being sold openly and in multiple, shops. Our other surveys have shown that there are hundreds of shops, especially in the larger cities. Yes, yes. So they are also being taxed, and they are paying almost 76% tax on those products which are unregulated. So our observation is, whereas a third product, which is heated tobacco products, that is HTPs, they have been regulated by the Ministry of Health, but they are not being taxed. So there is no tax on HTPs, whereas the products which are unregulated, they have been, they've been paying taxes on them.
So let us know about the pricing strategy of acetate tow. Because I have heard that last year it was increased probably.
Exactly. Basically, acetate tow was being taxed at a very, very nominal price, like 2,000 rupees per kg. Now they raised it to 44,000 rupees per kg. That means that the cost of the filter rods are already paying, the importers and manufacturers are already paying 80,000 rupees per kg on filter rods. And industry is very happy about this tax, because they claim that all those small manufacturers or the local manufacturers, domestic producers who are manufacturing tobacco, they'll not be able to buy the filters. Now, when the industry launched these filters in 1975 or 76, they claimed that these are going to reduce the impact of smoke that is going into
Lungs.
into the lungs. But and then there is a proper design feature that they are supposed to be porous and they are supposed to suck the air, fresh air, so that the fresh air mixes and it goes inside. But that's not happening.
None of them
We
has.
actually conducted a survey and we observed 100 brands, and none of those filters were meeting the originally promised
Being
requirements.
precise, it was around 110 brands, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's yeah. So this is one measure that the government has taken. Let's hope that it has some positive effect on the taxation.
One more question that I really wanted to ask, that the government has taken one punitive measure, that the retailers selling illicit cigarettes, uh, uh, their premises would be banned. So, is there any truth in this?
This measure was taken by the government because there was a lot of hue and cry from the industry side that there are a lot of illicit and smuggled products being sold in Pakistan. So the government last finance bill, what they did was that they said that any premises which is found sold, that premises will be sealed and all the products will be confiscated. So we have conducted a brief research on that as well, and from October 2024 to March 2025, 218 raids were conducted by IREN, which is Internal Revenue Enforcement Network of the Federal Bureau of FBR. So they usually conduct these. So they conducted 218 raids across Pakistan, and they confiscated 1.7 billion sticks, which cost almost 1.2 billion rupees, which is a phenomenal achievement, and they have done a wonderful job. And I hope to see more of this, because if the illicit is being curtailed at the sales end, I think this will put a pressure on all those who are selling or who are manufacturing or who are even buying the illicit products.
So, this is probably a sigh of relief for the tobacco control advocates. My last question would be that, as you know, that budget is around the corner. What are your suggestions for that?
Thank you. Yeah, so our recommendations, we have already, STP has already forwarded the recommendations, and we do it every year. I think we did it in March this year, because that is when the budget discussions, they actually start. So our recommendations are very clear and precise. We say that it should be a single tier specific tax. That is number one. There should be no tier system, no 2-tier or 3-tier system. And to make the products less affordable, we need to increase the taxes periodically. At least once during the budget, there should be additional taxes placed on the tobacco products. And then the third and very important, I think, is that the cigarette or these taxes, FED, basically these are punitive taxes, and they must ensure that the consumption reduces. So if a tax fails to reduce the consumption, that means that that tax is not enough, or that is not achieving the aim for which it was. So we argue that taxes should be high, and they should be revised or regularly updated, regardless of which government is sitting in the office. And the last one is that part of these taxes should be diverted towards the health, because in Pakistan, the health burden caused directly by the tobacco is almost 715 billion, whereas less than half of this is being paid by the tobacco industry in taxes. And there is a large gap available in which the government can very easily increase the taxes. And we hope and we highly recommend that the government does that.
We are also hopeful, and thank you very much, Dr. Waseem, for taking out time and giving us such valuable suggestions. I also request you to stay tuned for such knowledgeable and forward-looking discussions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.